Hey guys, welcome to my Thresh guide. Now in this we will cover runes, masteries, item builds, abilities, and laning phase. Now if you already know your runes, masteries, and item builds, then click here, but I do recommend you watch it in case you pick up something new. Okay, firstly for summoners take Flash Exhaust or Flash Ignite, both are viable. If you feel like you want to play aggressive and favour all-ins, then Ignite is all you buddy. But personally, I prefer Exhaust because I like to be able to shut down the enemy AD carry or bruiser. Now Masteries, you want to take 0, 15, 15. This will give you a strong survivability from the defensive tree and mana regen and gold per 10 from the utility tree. Runes, I run attack damage reds. This gives Thresh the early game extra poke. Armor yellows and magic res blues for survivability. For quintessences, run 2 health and 1 attack damage to complement the early game trades. Now like any champion, Thresh has many builds, so we start out with two options. Either pick up the relic shield giving us health and a health regen, and the ability to last hit minions sharing the gold. Or you can choose the ancient coin giving us both health and mana regen, and the passive of +2 gold per minion death near you. This is definitely the safer item. Personally, I prefer the relic shield as its money gain is higher than the coin, but do consider Thresh is a ranged champion, meaning he can't execute the minions, so communicate with the AD carry to let you last hit the melee and the cannon minion. Now for your trinket, either take the sweeping lens for vision clearing or the warding totem for more vision. Mid game, you want to have upgraded your relic shield once for the extra HP and regen and reduce cooldown on the execute. Make sure not to upgrade it to the face of the mountain yet because the shield is quite weak at this point. Then like every support, you need to complete the sight stone as you're required to supply consistent vision for your team. You should at least have level 1 boots to keep it with your team and theirs, but I try to rush into the boots of mobility if my lane is going well, because it really opens up roaming for you. If you feel like the enemy team has a lot of CC, then Mercury's treads are an option. Toward the late game, upgrade your relic shield into the face of the mountain. This gives you a single target shield at the cost of 20% of your current health. Make sure to upgrade your sight stone into the ruby sight stone, allowing you to cap out on wards easily. Building the Aegis into the Locket of the Iron Solari is a strong item choice for Thresh, giving him more survivability and a huge team shield that can easily win fights. Now your next two items are very situational. Here's a few options to consider. The Mikael's Crucible is not too viable for Thresh on his own because he doesn't have mana issues, but the active is extremely strong if the enemy has a strong CC your team keeps getting caught by. Randon's Omen gives Thresh nice health and armor and a strong slow active based off his magic res and armor. Also as a passive on hit that slows the attacker's attack speed by 15% and movement speed by 10%. Now some Fire Cape can be great on Thresh if the battles are consistently long, giving him armor and health whilst maintaining 40 magic damage per second to enemies nearby. Now the Thorn Mail is extremely situational. This item should be grabbed when their AD carry is so fed that it's hitting you harder than the Japanese bullet train, or the enemy team consists of pure attack damage. As mentioned in my last guide, your build should change to what is happening around you. Make choices on the pace of the game. Let's talk about his abilities. His passive, Damnation, allows Thresh to collect the souls of the dead near him, gaining bonus armor and AP. Do note that because of his passive, Thresh does not gain armor per level. Now I like this passive. It means in a long lasting game you should outscale other supports due to consistently getting souls. But try not to go too deep for these souls. They aren't worth becoming what you're trying to collect. Ha! Now Death Sentence is his Q. This is his signature move. Thresh throws out his scythe, grabbing the first enemy hit and tugging them towards him. He can activate this ability a second time, pulling him to the enemy. Now do note that this ability is a wind up, so remember to try and lead the target. Try and predict the enemy's movements and positions. His W ability is Dark Passage. Thresh throws out his lantern to a target location, shielding any allies near the lantern. An ally can then click the lantern and fly back to Thresh's position. Now this skill is truly game changing. It can be used over walls to save a teammate, or you could pull in the jungler for a strong gank. Note that when the player is flying to your position, it's possible to flash to add some extra distance. You can try and combine Dark Passage with Death Sentence to allow ganks that would otherwise be impossible. Your lantern can also pick up souls. His E is Flay. The first thing to mention is that Flay adds bonus magic damage on each auto attack. The damage is equal to a total number of souls collected plus the percentage of his attack damage based on the amount of time since his previous auto attack. There is a visual sign for his flay going from green to yellow to red. So the one thing to take away here is that when flay is on red, it's good to go. So this passive really bumps up the amount of damage you can get out in lane. Now when you activate this ability, Thresh will either push enemies toward himself or away, slowing them, depending on which way you aimed it. Now this skill synergizes extremely well with Death Sentence, but in lane, if you see the chance, you can literally walk up to the enemy bot lane and just flay them toward your AD carry to engage. His ultimate is called the Box. He summons full spectral walls around himself, trapping enemies inside. Enemies can walk into the walls taking damage and get slowed by 99% for 2 seconds. That wall will then disappear. After the first wall breaks, the other walls do half damage and the slow duration is halved. This ultimate is such a strong engage. If you can land this ultimate on 3 or more enemies, then the enemy team is in some deep trouble. You can use your flay ability right after you use the box to guarantee that they'll hit the wall. But remember, if you miss your death sentence or are simply too far away, you can just flash all. Also, the box can be used defensively, such as to zone the enemy team. Now on Thresh, you can either max your W or E first. Maxing your lantern would make it a stronger shield with reduced cooldown, or maxing your flay would give you more poke in lane. Personally, I prefer to max flay. Now when laning as Thresh, you need to abuse the passive extra damage from flay, so make sure to auto attack the enemy when it's red. Because you're ranged, it gives you a significant advantage against the melee supports, as well as the shorter ranged AD carries. Try not to lose bush control, because it puts you in a position where you could die to possible ganks. So ward effectively, and use your lens to scan for their wards. Like I said earlier, Death Sentence has a wind up, so you will miss a lot. But don't worry, it's not about how many hooks you miss, but what you do with the ones that land. One technique you should try to master is using the wind up to your advantage. So position yourself in range of the enemy AD carry or support with a minion in between you. Now when this minion is low, start your hook. Hopefully the minion will die before your hook reaches it, thus allowing you to grab the enemy. Now zoning is a huge part of support. It consists of bush control and vision control. The idea is to push them away from the creep wave so they lose CS and XP. Do not engage if there's a huge enemy creep wave. This is important because you will die. Then rage, then check your death log and see that minions did 600 damage. I've seen countless players do this. Make sure to call if your lane is missing. It's important to give as much information to your team as possible. Hopefully they'll do the same for you. Your team will expect either you or the jungler to keep track on dragon and baron times. You can turn on timestamps in the options to give precise death times. There's a few clips that showed you the potential of Dark Passage. Well, use this ability as much as you physically can. It's one of the strongest ganking abilities a support can bring to the lane. The enemy team will know this as well, so a card you can play is throw the lantern into the Thug of War. The enemies will think that a gank is coming and back away. Use this to protect your tower or just relieve some pressure. Now if you get ganked on Thresh, your best option is to run away leaving your AD carry. So that means flash out of there, be that coward, run like a maniac, but then throw your lantern and pull your AD carry out with you. He will love you for this. Not to mention how majestic it looks, trust me. Your ultimate is also good in 2v2 engages, so don't be afraid to go deep with it. Remember, the aim is to allow your AD carry to apply damage without receiving any. Something else you need to consider is leaving the kills for the AD carry. So if the kill is definitely secure, he's burnt flash already, there's no way he's going to get away, then simply leave the kill for the AD carry, it benefits them more than you. My name's been Earthrin. If you liked the video then like, subscribe, comment, share. Any questions, just shoot away.